It's your girl, Michi G. It's your girl, Michi G.
I can do your makeup. Sure. I can do your makeup. I can do your makeup. Sure. I can do your makeup.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Michi G, and I'm back with the video. So today's video is going to be a step-by-step how to do your makeup tutorial. So for all my beginners out there that want to know how to do your makeup, this is the video for you. Also, today we're going to be using nothing but, well, I won't say nothing but because that's a little dishonest. We're going to use mainly Wet n Wild products. Wet n Wild is a beauty brand that is beginner friendly, very inexpensive, but they have good quality things. So that's what we're going to use throughout this video. So stay tuned. Alright, so for me personally with doing makeup, the first thing I do is my eyebrows. So that's what we're going to do for this video. So today I'm going to use Wet n Wild's retractable brow pencil to do my eyebrows. And it has a spoolie at the end, which you brush your eyebrows down with. And then we have the little pencil. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get into these eyebrows. Now, with this eyebrow pencil, you're gonna basically set the foundation of your brow. So we start at the bottom, much like you're seeing me do here. And I call it going over the heel or carving out the heel of your eyebrows. So you basically draw a line to scope out how you want your brow to look. And you do the same for the top of your brow. Once you have the bottom of your brow and the top of your brow, you know, sketched out, outlined, so to speak, then go ahead and fill in the middle part of your brow just a little bit. You don't want those, you don't want a bold font brow. So just make sure to shade in the middle of your eyebrow just a little bit to where you outlined, and then you use the spoolie to kind of brush and blend just as you saw me do a minute ago. If it's not, you know, a perfect line, don't fret, because now, as you can see, you're going to take an angled brush with some concealer and you're going to just carve out and sketch that eyebrow so that it looks flawlessly arched. And you guys don't know this, but I haven't had my eyebrows done in like 3 months. So I really finesse with the concealer. So, you know, you can be a little more heavier on the concealer if you're like me. And then basically you're going to eventually take some setting spray, which I use. You'll see me use Wet n Wild. Yep, there it is. Wet n Wild's matte finish spray and a sponge. And you basically are just going to blend it out to perfection. This is the base for your eyeshadow, so make sure you blend all the way through. And you want a wet sponge so that it can blend flawlessly. And of course, do the same for the top of your brow. You want to give it a nice arched effect. Now you can't even tell that I haven't had my brows done in 3 months. So, yeah. Yes, girl, work that eyebrow. And then, of course, brush it just to, you know, make sure it is what it is. Now we're going to use Wet n Wild's brushes to do eyeshadow. And this is an eyeshadow palette that is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I got this palette at Walgreens. You can get it at a local Walgreens, probably Walmart, anywhere where Wet n Wild products are sold. And the first color I'm using is a transition color. It's typically more of a warm color. You don't necessarily see this color as bright as the others, which is why it's called a transition color. Next, we're going to use a darker color for our cut crease. And a technique I use to do eyeshadow is to pat it on first and then blend it. So that's what you see me doing here with that dark purple color. Now I'm blending. And the key to good eyeshadow is to blend it. See how flawless that looks? Yes, I did that. But yes, definitely make sure to blend. And now, of course, we're going to do the inside color. Now, because I want my eyes to pop more, I take concealer and do a little bit of a cut crease. I have a hooded eye, so carving out this eyeshadow gets kind of tricky at times. And I'll actually do a video on how to do cut crease for for eyes, because it is a little trick that you have to do to it that I actually cut out. Sorry, guys. But yeah, and so the basis of that was just to make that color pop. Again, we're going to use a gold shimmer for the inside of the eye because we really want to highlight the inside. And then we're basically going to go back over with that shimmery purple to the outside. Such a pretty look. Now we're going to take foundation and we're going to go ahead and apply that like so. Now, the thing with Wet n Wild's foundation, I actually pretty like it. I actually like it. I do use a little bit more than usual because I do have some spots and stuff I'm trying to cover. So if you're the same way, you know, don't use too much, but don't be scared to use, you know, not enough, if that makes sense. But basically just pat it into the skin. Then we're going to use Wet n Wild concealer, roll-on concealer, and you're going to apply it like so. And then once you have done the same to both, I personally hit the T-zone. So you want to do your forehead, your nose, and, you know, your chin, because those are all areas where, you know, light hits you on your face. You want those areas to shine the brightest. So that's what they call your T-zone. And so again, same blending concept. Apply that setting spray or water if you don't have setting spray to that sponge and really blend in. That's what makes the difference in your makeup, how much you blend. Now it does take a while to kind of blend out. Even though I'm editing this video, I was really editing for a long I really was blending for a long time. So, you know, if you're like, oh, did I blend it good enough? You know, it didn't look like I blended. Trust me, I blended for quite some time. Sometimes my wrist hurts from blending. But, you know, it is what it is. Beauty is pain, right? Right. And then, of course, if it gets dry, you know, just don't be afraid to re-spray your sponge like I just did. But go ahead and make sure everything is blended. And as you can see, the look is coming together quite well, okay? Already slaying. And me personally, I go back over with my foundation brush just to kind of blend even better. Now, I am baking. And so I take a translucent powder, and I apologize for not showing you the powder that I use, but I use Patrick Starr's collaboration powder that he did with MAC Makeup. Because it's just everything. So that's the powder I used. And the purpose of baking is to absorb oil and keep you from creasing up under your eye. I personally go back over with this bronzer from Wet n Wild, which I love. And I just, you know, knock some of that powder off and also add color back to it so that I don't get flashback. A lot of people use bronzer. I seen a celebrity makeup artist use bronzer to get that off, and I've done that trick ever since. Now this product, I hate it. Oh my gosh, y'all, it was such a gray color. I had to go back over with Anastasia Beverly Hills. Yeah, I had to go back over with Anastasia Beverly Hills contour. Now we have blush from Wet n Wild, and I actually like this blush. It was, you know, very subtle, but it was very warming, if that makes sense. And so just applied it to, you know, your cheeks, and also highlighter, because you want to give that bling. Yes, that bling. I love their highlighters. To me, are very underrated, y'all. Like, it's very inexpensive, but yet the job is just everything. It's just everything, y'all. Seriously. And I would use their highlighter over a lot of highlighters out today that are expensive. But I'm not going to tell anybody else. So I personally decided to use a white eyeliner, just because I wanted the bottom of my eyes to pop a little bit. And I used a white pencil by Wet n Wild here. And I actually love this pencil and will be using it again, because the quality, it went on so perfect, giving you Bratz doll realness. And of course, you can't forget your mascara, Wet n Wild actually has amazing mascara, so that's what you see me using here. And then I just lined my lips to kind of finish up this look. I wanted to carve out, you know, the outline of my lips to make them pop a little more. And then you'll see me apply this beautiful lipstick here. And I'll put all the details in the description. So if you guys are like, what is she using? It'll be in my description below. But I'm taking this beautiful, beautiful lipstick and adding it as my main color. And then I'm going to give an ombre effect with this lipstick, just applying it to the middle. And then, of course, blotting together makes the perfect lip blend. And don't forget to spray, because we do want the look to stay. Everybody, so this is the final look. Whole face filled with Wet n Wild makeup. Hopefully you guys like this look. To be honest, there's a few hit and misses. A few items that missed the mark for me. And for me, it's only this contour stick. It's the color Where's Walnut. It just went on real ashy, so I had to use my go-to, my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour. So yeah, that's my only critique, is that I do not rock with this product. But everything else is a 10, and again, it is beginner friendly and it is inexpensive. So if you guys like this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button below, right below. It's in red. Make sure you hit the like button, share it, and comment